halfway up my fantasy playlist, December 22nd, 1990, up at number 20, stiffing it at number 20. Debbie Gibson, Anything Is Possible. I gave Debbie Gibson a hard time back in the day. It's just like, I don't know how to say it. There was something just vacuous. That the dynamic, there was that teen pop dynamic in the late 80s that I felt was kind of vacuous at the time. But now, I got to tell you, I'm in love with Only in My Dreams. I can't get enough of that record. That was a fantastic teen pop record. Of course, I liked it back then. I love it now. And there was the follow-up to that, Shake Your Love, in the fall of 1987 by Debbie Gibson. Guess who choreographed that video? Paula Abdul. Shake Your Love and Out of the Blue came out. Foolish Beat, written and produced by Debbie Gibson. 17 years old. It was a number one that she produced that was phenomenal. And there was Lost in Your Eyes in 1989. That was from the Electric Youth album. We're talking from the spring and summer of 1987 all the way through 1989. This was Debbie Gibson's peak. Also Tiffany's peak as well. Debbie Gibson coming out with what's the song I was talking about? I'm getting too excited. Only in My Dreams in the spring of 87, and then there was Shake Your Love in the fall of 87, and then the fall of 87, Tiffany comes out with her version of I Think We're Alone Now, which is absolutely one of the best remakes I've ever heard by Tiffany. But by 1990, the teen pop wave of the late 80s was starting to fizzle out. New Kids on the Block still having some hits, Tiffany having maybe a few hits, but they were not as big in 1990, or at least by the summer and fall of 1990, as it were in 1989 or 1988 or early in 1990. And this song by Debbie Gibson not doing as well, Anything Is Possible. As a matter of fact, it's okay. It's a good record, but it's not Only in My Dreams. That's the thing. There's songs that sound good. They sound okay, but then there's another song that says, yes, this is it. This is out of the park. This is a hit. This is a top 10, a top 20, a number one. Whereas a song like this, top 40 maybe, top 50. It's all right to listen to. Makes me feel good when I listen to it, but it's not earth-shaking. And didn't do as well as this album, Anything. It's from the album Anything Is Possible. This was the first album, I believe it's her third album, her first album by Debbie Gibson that did not make top 10. But you're not going to believe who co-wrote and co-produced this record. You're not going to believe it. Lamont Dozier of the legendary Holland Dozier Holland, who wrote all those hit records by the Supremes and the Four Tops. I mentioned Holland Dozier Holland about 10 million times in these videos so far, but I cannot emphasize how important they were to Motown. Stop in the Name of Love, Baby Love, Sugar Pie Honey Bunch, Back in My Arms Again, all produced, written by Holland Dozier Holland. And then they formed the Invictus record label, the Hot Wax Invictus label. Frida Payne was on that label, chairman of the board. And then Lamont Dozier he had a solo thing going in the 70s, and he came out, oh my God, this guy had a soulful voice. If you like deep-throated, deep, powerful soul music, I highly recommend a song that Lamont Dozier did in 1974, Trying to Hold On to My Woman. Ooh, boy. He's up there with Aretha and Percy Sledge. But he's not known as a singer, though. He's more noticed as a songwriter. He co-wrote the song Two Hearts with Phil Collins. And he co-wrote this record with Debbie Gibson, Anything Is Possible. Well, anyway, I just, I kind of regret giving Debbie Gibson a hard time. I remember talking to a guy about Debbie Gibson. This was back in 1988. He was a Moody Blues fan, and I was trashing Debbie Gibson. And he was like, I like Debbie Gibson. Well, I'm not trashing her now. She came out with some fantastic records, and what she did when she was a teenager was phenomenal, writing and producing her own hits, or most of her own hits, one of them going to number one. So here it is, my friend, some memories. Debbie Gibson at number 20 on my fantasy playlist, December 22nd, 1990, does bring back some memories. God, just watched the video, and it's like, God dog it, man. Has it been 25 years ago? Anything is possible. Name of the record.